Roy Lee Clay Sr. did not just enter Silicon Valley, he helped build it. Born in 1929 in Kinloch, Missouri, one of the oldest incorporated black towns in the country, Roy Clay grew up navigating segregation, scarcity, and expectation. His mother told him something he never forgot. Racism would be constant. His response was optional. He mastered mathematics early, graduated from St. Louis University in 1951, one of the first black students to do so. Still, when he applied for engineering jobs, he was told plainly they did not hire professional Negroes. So he taught himself anyway. By the late 1950s, Clay was programming computers at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, writing software to model nuclear radiation and explosions. This was the frontier of computing. In 1965, David Packard personally recruited him to Hewlett-Packard. Clay became a founding leader of HP's computer division and directed the team that built the HP 2116A, one of the company's first computers. He also wrote its software. At HP, Clay became the highest-ranking black employee and used his position to open doors for others, recruiting talent from historically black colleges and universities. In 1971, he left HP and later founded Rod L Electronics, a company focused on electrical safety testing equipment that would become industry certified and widely used. Beyond technology, Clay served the public directly. He became the first black member of the Palo Alto City Council and later vice mayor. He spent his life proving something quietly radical: that innovation is not owned by a single zip code, that leadership includes responsibility, and that building the future means making room for others to enter it. Roy Lee Clay Sr. did not chase visibility. He built infrastructure, and we are still standing on it. Mark Edward Dean was born March 2nd, 1957 in Jefferson City, Tennessee. And if you have ever plugged anything into a computer, a printer, a drive, a card, a display, you have touched part of his legacy. Dean became one of the key architects of the personal computer era at IBM. In the early days of the IBM PC, he helped build the foundation that made computers expandable, upgradable, and truly personal. He holds 3 of the 9 original patents tied to the IBM Personal Computer, released in 1981. One of his most influential breakthroughs was co-creating the industry standard architecture, or ISA bus. That bus became the highway that let keyboards, mice, printers, and monitors speak the same language, igniting an entire ecosystem of third-party innovation. Then in 1999, Dean led a team at IBM that created the first 1 gigahertz processor chip. At the time, most processors were running at a fraction of that speed. This wasn't just a technical milestone, it was a leap that pushed computing into a faster future and helped set the pace for what modern devices would become. In 1995, Mark Dean became the first Black American named an IBM Fellow, one of the company's highest technical honors. He was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1997 and elected to the National Academy of Engineering in 2001. Lucid Futurism is about timelines, portals, and access. Mark Dean did not just help build machines, he helped build the pathways that let the rest of the world plug into possibility. And in the spirit of Sankofa, we return to what was built in the past to shape what comes next. If you've ever followed a blue dot on your phone and trusted it with your time, your safety, or your next turn, there is a mind behind that system you should know. Her name is Dr. Gladys West. She was born October 27, 1930, in Sutherland, Virginia, in a rural farming community. She grew up working the fields and watching how narrow the options were for Black girls in that era. So she made a quiet decision early. Education was the way out. In 1948, she graduated as valedictorian and earned a scholarship to Virginia State University. She completed her BS in mathematics in 1952 and her master's in 1955. Then in 1956, she stepped into a world that did not expect her to be there. She was hired at the Naval Proving Ground in Dahlgren, Virginia, as one of the very few Black employees and only the second Black woman hired there. West worked on the kind of math that builds maps for machines. In the early 1960s, she contributed to an award-winning study of Pluto's motion relative to Neptune. But her most lasting work came as she helped refine models of Earth itself. Not a perfect sphere, but a shifting shape shaped by gravity, tides, and terrain. She helped turn satellite data into precise Earth models that later supported the accuracy of GPS. She published a major technical report in 1986 on processing data from the Geostat satellite, and after 42 years at Dahlgren, she retired in 1998. And then she did something remarkable. She kept going. In 2000, she earned her PhD from Virginia Tech, redefining what is possible at any stage of life. In 2018, the Air Force honored her with induction into the Space and Missile Pioneers Hall of Fame. In 2021, she received the Prince Philip Medal. Dr. Gladys West helped the world find its way.